Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something pretty mind-blowing?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So today we're going to be tackling the singularity.
Okay.
That point where artificial intelligence, AI, supposedly becomes smarter than humans.
Yeah.
Buckle up because this topic is like exploding right now with all this buzz around, generative AI.
Hmm.
Our main source for this deep dive is an article by this AI expert who, get this, actually went to Singularity University.
Oh, wow.
They were on this panel discussing whether or not singularity is, like, already here.
Interesting.
And let me tell you, after reading this thing, I'm starting to wonder myself.
Well, and what's so fascinating about this whole concept is there's not just one definition of singularity.
Yeah.
It's always changing, almost like you're trying to grab onto smoke.
Okay, so how do we even, wrap our heads around this?
Right.
The article talks about how way back in the 1950s, this genius, John von Neumann, was already talking about, the accelerating pace of technology leading to some kind of essential singularity for humanity.
Right. And more recently, it's Ray Kurzweil who's really become synonymous with this whole singularity idea.
Yeah.
He co-founded Singularity University.
Wow.
Back in 2005, he predicted we'd hit this turning point around 2045.
Right.
But now with AI advancing so rapidly, he's writing a new book called The Singularity is Nearer. That definitely makes you think, huh?
Near, should I be clearing my schedule next week?
Okay.
Okay, maybe not that soon.
But the article uses a really powerful analogy to describe this, the Big Bang.
Uh-huh.
They're comparing singularity to that, moment of creation for the universe,
Right.
implying that AI exceeding human intelligence could be this massive explosion of change.
Yeah.
A whole new reality.
This idea of a single point creating everything really resonates with the singularity concept. It suggests that this moment could be a similar genesis,
Right.
but for a new kind of intelligence.
Okay.
The article even connects this to Hinduism's concept of a single point origin.
Yeah. For both the universe and consciousness,
Okay.
which just adds another layer to how profound this shift could be.
Whoa. That's a lot to process.
Yeah.
So we've got singularity, but then the article also mentions artificial general intelligence.
Right.
Or AGI. Are they the same thing?
They're definitely intertwined, but not quite identical.
Okay.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
AGI is like reaching the summit of Mount Everest.
Okay.
It's that specific point where AI can do any intellectual task that a human can.
Okay. Got it.
Singularity is more like the view from the top,
Uh-huh.
the sweeping implications of reaching that peak.
So AGI is the achievement and singularity is the whole landscape of change that comes after.
Precisely.
Okay.
And just like with any massive change, there's a whole spectrum of opinions
Right.
about where this could lead us.
Yeah, the article definitely highlights both, the optimists
Yeah.
and the, well, let's call them the cautiously optimistic.
Right.
On one hand, you got people like Kurzweil and some tech leaders envisioning a future where AGI solves climate change,
Yeah.
eliminates all the boring jobs,
Right.
and basically creates a utopia.
It's important to acknowledge that AGI does have immense potential for good.
Yeah.
Imagine, AI helping us solve those complex problems that have stumped us for centuries.
Yeah.
But the key here is how we develop and govern this technology.
Right.
It's not just about reaching the summit.
Right.
It's about making sure the climb itself is done responsibly.
Because on the other side, you've got thinkers like Yuval Noah Harari and even Elon Musk
Yeah.
expressing concerns about AI potentially becoming uncontrollable,
Oh.
leading to societal divisions or
Yeah.
even, well, let's just say things we don't want to think about.
Those concerns are absolutely valid.
Right.
The potential for misuse is real.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen throughout history how technology can be a double-edged sword. What's striking, though, is that despite these different views, both sides actually came together to sign this open letter,
Yeah.
calling for global action to mitigate the risks of AI.
Yeah, that really caught my attention too.
Mm-hmm.
The Center for AI Safety put out this letter
Right.
that basically said, hey, world, we need to treat the risk of AI wiping us out as seriously as we treat pandemics and nuclear war.
Yeah.
And get this, the people who signed it included a mix of AI enthusiasts and skeptics, including some big names from Silicon Valley.
It really speaks volumes about how seriously people are taking this issue.
Yeah.
Regardless of where they stand on the optimism spectrum.
Yeah.
It's a call for a collaborative approach to make sure AI development benefits humanity as a whole rather than posing an existential threat.
It's a good reminder that we're all in this together.
Yeah.
How we shape the future of AI is up to all of us.
Right.
Not just like a select few. But let's say, for argument's sake, that AI does become super intelligent.
Okay.
Does that automatically mean it's going to turn into like some Hollywood villain
Right.
and try to take over the world?
Now that's where things get really interesting.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Because the article dives into some recent research on large language models.
Mm-hmm.
Those things that power chatbots.
Right.
And all sorts of AI applications.
Exactly.
Apparently, they're showing some unexpected abilities that go way beyond just like generating text.
Exactly. There's this paper from Microsoft called Starks of AGI that caused quite a stir.
Mm-hmm.
They found that GPT-4, one of these large language models, was exhibiting some really surprising skills.
Oh, wow.
Things they hadn't explicitly programmed it to do.
Wait, hold on. So we're talking AI doing things it wasn't taught?
Right.
That's both fascinating and a little unnerving. Like,
Yeah.
what else is it capable of that we don't even know about?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
For example, researchers were surprised to find that GPT-4 could independently figure out how to play a game it had never seen before,
What?
demonstrating a level of reasoning beyond its programming.
Hmm.
These emergent abilities are impressive,
Yeah.
but they don't necessarily equate to true intelligence or sentience.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like seeing a dog learn a new trick. It's impressive, but it doesn't mean the dog is suddenly writing poetry or solving complex equations.
Right.
But still, it makes you wonder, what is intelligence, really?
Right.
And can a machine ever truly be conscious?
That's the hard problem that philosophers have been grappling with for centuries.
Yeah.
We still don't fully grasp human consciousness ourselves.
So how can we even begin to think about creating conscious AI
Right.
when we don't even understand our own consciousness?
Exactly.
It's like trying to bake a cake without knowing what flour is.
And that's where the human element comes in, which is something the article emphasizes. It's not AI itself that's the biggest threat,
Right.
but how we choose to use it.
It's like all those fears about AI taking our jobs.
Right.
The article argues that it's more likely humans using AI will replace jobs, not the AI itself.
That's a crucial distinction.
Yeah.
We tend to anthropomorphize AI, projecting our own fears and anxieties onto it.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, AI is a tool.
Right.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
So focusing on some hypothetical AI takeover
Yeah.
might actually distract us from the real ethical challenges we're facing right now with AI development and deployment.
Precisely. It's like worrying about a meteor hitting Earth when there's a house fire raging right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
We need to address the immediate issues,
Yeah.
like making sure AI is developed and used responsibly today.
Right.
Things like preventing bias in algorithms
Mm-hmm.
or protecting privacy in a world of increasingly sophisticated AI systems are crucial.
That's a really good point. While these long-term concerns are valid, we also need to address the very real ethical challenges AI presents today.
Right.
Like algorithmic bias impacting loan applications.
Yeah.
Or facial recognition systems perpetuating discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to get caught up in those sci-fi scenarios, but the real work is happening right now in the decisions we make about how AI is developed and used.
Absolutely. And that's where each of us has a role to play.
Yeah.
We can't just sit back and wait for someone else to figure this out.
Right.
We need to be informed, engaged,
Yeah.
and actively involved in shaping the future of AI.
So to sum it up, it's not about fearing AI, but about understanding it, shaping it, and ultimately using it for good.
Exactly. It all comes back to that question we started with. Is singularity near?
Right.
And what does that even mean for us?
Right, because we've been throwing around terms like singularity and AGI.
Yeah.
But what are the actual signs that we're approaching this, like, point of no return?
Mm-hmm.
Is there some sort of, like, AI intelligence meter we can check? Like, are we in the red zone yet?
Well, unfortunately, there's no, like, single test for intelligence, whether it's, for humans or for AI.
Yeah.
It's this complex mix of abilities from reasoning and problem solving to even creativity and emotional intelligence.
Okay, so how do we even measure if AI is getting smarter? I mean, my phone autocorrects duck to luck half the time, so clearly there's room for improvement.
Right, and that's where those emergent abilities we were just talking about come in.
Yeah.
The fact that AI systems are starting to do things they weren't specifically programmed to do
Right.
is a pretty good indicator that they're becoming more sophisticated.
But couldn't those emergent abilities just be like flukes? Like
Right.
maybe those sparks of AGI were just a bunch of random glitches
Right.
that looked impressive but weren't actually intelligent.
It's possible,
Okay.
but highly unlikely.
Okay.
Researchers are finding these kinds of emergent abilities across a wide range of AI systems, not just in like isolated cases.
Mm-hmm.
It really seems like there's a deeper trend here,
Okay.
with AI becoming more capable of independent learning and problem solving.
So it's not just that they're getting better at following instructions.
Yeah.
They're starting to think outside the box.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And that's what makes this so exciting, but also a bit unnerving, right?
Yeah.
It's like watching a child learn to ride a bike.
Mm-hmm.
At first, they're wobbly and they need constant guidance.
Yeah.
But then suddenly they take off on their own and you realize they've reached a whole new level of independence.
And just like with a kid on a bike, there's always that chance they might take a tumble,
Right.
which brings us right back to those risks of AGI we were talking about.
Absolutely. The more intelligent and autonomous AI becomes,
Mm-hmm.
the more crucial it is that we ensure that it aligns with our values and goals. Otherwise, we can end up creating something incredibly powerful, but also incredibly dangerous.
Speaking of potential risks, the article mentioned Geoffrey Hinton, one of the pioneers of AI.
Right.
He recently shifted his estimate for when we might reach AGI from 20 to 50 years down to just 20 years or less.
Yeah.
That's a pretty dramatic change.
It is. It really reflects the incredible pace of progress that we're seeing in AI research.
Right.
Just a few years ago, the idea of AI systems generating, photorealistic images
Mm-hmm.
or composing original music seemed like science fiction.
Yeah.
Now it's something we see every day.
So what does all of this mean for us regular folks who aren't like AI experts?
Yeah.
Should we be stocking up on canned goods
Right.
and building underground bunkers?
I wouldn't recommend going that far,
Okay.
but it does mean we need to start having some serious conversations
Okay.
about the future of AI and its impact on our lives.
Right.
We need to educate ourselves,
Mhm.
engage with policymakers, and advocate for ethical and responsible AI development.
It sounds like we're at a crossroads. We have
Yeah.
this incredible technology
Yeah.
with the potential to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges,
Right.
but also the potential to create new ones.
Exactly. And the choices we make today will determine which path we take.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about fearing AI,
Right.
but about understanding it, shaping it, and ultimately using it for good.
I like that. Understanding, shaping, using for good.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in all the hype or the fear.
Yeah.
But ultimately, AI is a tool, and like any tool, it's how we use it that matters.
The article also pointed out how different people have like wildly different visions of what happens after the singularity.
Yeah.
Some imagine a utopia where AI solves all our problems,
Right.
while others fear a dystopian future where AI turns against us.
It's like everyone's looking into a crystal ball
Right.
and seeing something different.
Exactly.
But the reality is, no one knows for sure what the future holds.
That's right. And that uncertainty can be both exciting and terrifying.
Uh-huh.
But it also means we have the power to shape the future.
Yeah.
We're not just passive observers.
Right.
We're active participants in this technological revolution.
So what can we do? I mean, I'm just one person.
Right.
How much impact can I realistically have on something as big and complex as the future of AI?
You can have a much bigger impact than you might think.
Really?
Remember, technology is created by people,
Right.
and it's influenced by the values and priorities of society.
Mm-hmm.
By being informed, engaged, and vocal about your concerns,
Yeah.
you can help ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that benefits everyone.
That's a good point. We can't just leave it to the tech giants and policymakers
Right.
to figure all this out on their own.
Yeah.
We all have a stake in the future of AI,
Mhm.
and we all have a responsibility to speak up.
Exactly. The future of AI isn't set in stone.
Right.
It's something we're all creating together, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah.
And by being aware of the potential risks and benefits,
Mhm.
we can work toward a future where AI empowers us rather than endangering us.
It's a call to action, isn't it? We can't just sit back and watch this all unfold. We need to be part of the conversation, part of the solution.
Precisely. And that starts with asking questions,
Yeah.
challenging assumptions,
Mm-hmm.
and demanding transparency from those who are developing and deploying AI systems.
And so it's not just about like learning about AI.
Yeah.
It's about being an active citizen in this new technological landscape.
Exactly. It's about being informed, engaged, and empowered to shape the future of AI in a way that aligns with our values and benefits all of humanity.
That's a powerful message. It's not about surrendering to some inevitable technological takeover,
Right.
but about like reclaiming our agency and shaping the future we want to see.
And that, my friend, is the essence of what it means to be human in the age of AI.
Okay, so we've explored the potential of AGI, the risks, the whole singularity is nearer concept.
But what about the question of consciousness?
Right.
Can a machine truly be conscious?
Yeah.
The article touches on this, but honestly, it left me with more questions than answers.
Right.
Feels like we're wading into one of the biggest mysteries.
Yeah.
Not just in AI,
Right.
but in all of science and philosophy.
Totally.
It's like we're trying to understand the recipe for a cake
Yeah.
when we haven't even discovered flour yet.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Like we can build machines that mimic human behavior,
Right.
solve complex problems,
Mm-hmm.
even generate creative text or art.
Yeah.
But does that mean they're truly experiencing the world the way we do?
Right.
Feeling emotions, having like subjective experiences?
Yeah.
That's a whole other ballgame.
It's easy to get swept up in, those sci-fi ideas of a super intelligent AI.
Right.
That's also self-aware.
Yeah.
But realistically,
Yeah.
we're nowhere near replicating consciousness.
Right.
Let alone understanding it.
Right.
Exactly. And getting hung up on this far off possibility
Yeah.
of conscious AI
Right.
might cause us to miss the very real ethical challenges we face right now.
Totally.
How do we ensure that AI is being developed and used responsibly today?
Yeah.
How do we prevent bias in algorithms?
Right.
How do we protect privacy in a world where AI is becoming increasingly sophisticated?
It's like worrying about a robot uprising when we've got like pressing issues happening with AI right now that need our attention.
Yeah.
And these aren't just conversations for like academic circles or tech conferences.
Yeah.
We need to be having these discussions in our communities,
Exactly.
schools, workplaces, everywhere.
Absolutely. AI isn't some abstract concept.
Right.
It's already impacting our lives in countless ways.
Yeah.
And the more we understand it,
Uh-huh.
the better equipped we'll be to shape its future.
So instead of getting bogged down in like hypotheticals about conscious AI, maybe we should be asking ourselves,
Right.
what kind of future do we want to build with this technology?
Yeah.
What role do we want to play in shaping that future?
That's the key takeaway.
Yeah.
It's not about fearing AI
Right.
or blindly embracing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's about taking an active role in its development and deployment,
Yeah.
making sure it aligns with our values
Right.
and serve the best interests of humanity.
This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Yeah, me too.
It's clear that AI is like a powerful force
Mm-hmm.
and it's only going to become more so in the years to come.
The singularity may or may not be nearer, as Kurzweil suggests.
Right.
But one thing is certain.
Yeah.
The choices we make today will have a massive impact on the future of AI and ultimately the future of humanity.
That's a powerful thought to end on.
It is.
So to all you deep divers out there, keep exploring, keep questioning,
Keep learning.
and keep engaging with this like incredible world-changing technology. The future of AI is